The world loves sushi, a dish made from raw fish, rice, soy sauce, and wasabi. Sushi is a staple of modern cuisine, available in everything from prepackaged options in grocery stores to Michelin-starred restaurants. Each year, Americans spend over $2 billion on this sweet and salty treat. Sushi is more than just a delicious and popular food. As a culinary art form, sushi chefs are considered true artists. With its own culture and fashion statement, sushi is also a status symbol and a fashion statement. However, there's much more to learn and explore in the world of sushi. Today, we're going to be talking about the 11 savory facts about sushi that you need to know. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. 1. From cat food to delicacy. In the 1960s, bluefin tuna was considered a food for cats. However, today it is seen as a status symbol and a delicacy. In 2013, a Japanese restaurant owner named Kiyoshi Kimura paid a record-breaking $1.76 million for a 489-pound bluefin tuna at the Tsukiji fish market. This equates to each piece of the fish costing around $178. The high demand and value of this fish has made it a sought-after item among sushi enthusiasts. 2. Global demand for sushi. Sushi has a long history in Japan, starting off as a popular food among migrant farm and railroad workers in the 19th century. It eventually became popular among Japan's business leaders, and then spread around the world due to people's interest in food and the growing number of Japanese people living abroad. As early as 1900, Japanese food culture was already a strong mix of new and old flavors. Sushi rolls were made with ham and black pepper from the West. Tuna was not considered a delicacy, and the fatty cuts of fish that are now a luxury were fed to cats because Japanese people preferred lean fish. As the popularity of sushi grew, each area added its own unique flavors based on local tastes and ingredients. One of the most well-known examples is the California roll, which was first made in Los Angeles in the 1960s with avocado and crab. To cater to local tastes, Japanese sushi makers in Brazil replaced avocado with mango. By 2003, there were more sushi bars in Sao Paulo than traditional Brazilian barbecues. 3. Was sushi caught using slave labor? The Seafood Watch program, the Monterey Bay Aquarium, is known for its rating system for sustainable seafood. It is now introducing a new tool called the Seafood Slavery Risk Tool, which will require companies that produce seafood to disclose information about the treatment of workers in their supply chain. This is a significant step as forced labor, human trafficking, and child labor have been prevalent in the seafood industry for a long time. This new tool will help consumers make more informed decisions about the seafood they purchase and ensure that workers are treated ethically. 4. Shrimp is wreaking havoc with sushi. Shrimp is tasty, but the shrimp industry is known for its hidden dirty practices. Although shrimp itself is not an endangered species, many other species are becoming endangered due to the way it's caught. Drag or troll nets used to catch shrimp also catch a large number of other animals, known as bycatch, and most of them are discarded dead or dying into the ocean. For every pound of shrimp caught, 5 pounds of other ocean animals are killed. Additionally, the shrimp industry has a history of using slave labor, particularly in Thailand. The shrimp industry must improve its practices to ensure the protection of marine life and the rights of workers. 5. Fish availability is on a serious decline. Many people have an attitude of taking as much as they can from the ocean's resources, which has led to overfishing and depletion of marine species in the last 50 years. A major contributor to this is bycatch, which is the accidental catch of non-target species during fishing operations. This results in the death of many sea animals such as sea turtles, dolphins, and orcas. If this continues, it will lead to a shortage of fish for consumption, such as sushi. Organizations like the World Wildlife Foundation are working towards stricter regulations and raising awareness of these practices. Currently, only 2.6% of the historic population size of Pacific bluefin tuna is left. Enrique Sala, a marine ecologist, compares the ocean to a bank account where people are only taking money out and not putting any back in. Overfishing has caused many fisheries to shut down, and 90% of big fish species such as sharks, tuna, and cod are already gone. 6. What about fish farms? Fish farming is often considered a solution to overfishing, with 70% of the market now made up of farmed salmon. However, farmed fish such as salmon and tuna are not as well suited to being kept in pens, as their natural behavior of swimming long distances and high speed can't be replicated. This leads to higher mortality rate in fish farms, Additionally, some people believe that the taste of farmed fish is not as good as wild-caught fish. To support sustainable fishing practices and ensure the ethical treatment of fish, it is recommended to choose locally caught fish and only eat fish that is caught sustainably and in season. 7. You're not always eating what you ordered. Even when you try to make sustainable choices, you might not always get what you asked for. A study by UCLA found that 47% of the sushi fish surveyed in Los Angeles was mislabeled. DNA tests revealed that researchers were served a different type of fish when they ordered halibut or red snapper. This highlights the need for better regulation and transparency in the seafood industry. 8. What you didn't know about conveyor belt sushi. Conveyor belt sushi, also known as kaiten sushi in Japan, has been a popular way to eat sushi since the first restaurant opened in 1958. A study shows that 74% of all sushi consumed in Japan is eaten at conveyor belt sushi restaurants. The market for this type of sushi in Japan is worth $6.4 billion, which is more than 400% of the entire sushi market. 9. Why is sushi so expensive? Well, getting fresh Canadian salmon to Cape Town, for example, to be served as sashimi is a costly process. Most of the cost comes from the fast transportation of expensive fish like salmon and tuna. Additionally, becoming a skilled sushi chef takes about 10 years, and the fact that each roll is made by hand also drives up the price. So when you consider the time and effort that goes into the making of your sushi dish, you can understand why it's not a cheap meal. Sushi is a delicacy that requires skill and knowledge, not your grandmother's fish dish. 10. Sushi and mercury exposure. Eating sushi can increase your risk of mercury poisoning. Research indicates that tuna is the fish most likely to contain dangerous and high levels of mercury. This is particularly true of sashimi and tuna rolls. Mercury is present in higher concentrations in bluefin tuna, which is an endangered species. However, there are also other potential health risks associated with eating sushi. 11. The seafood industry fears hit from Japan's decision to dump nuclear wastewater. The dumping of nuclear waste into the ocean, as seen in the first season of The Simpsons, is no longer a laughing matter. Remember, in April 2021, Japan announced plans to release radioactive water from the Fukushima nuclear complex, which was damaged in the 2011 earthquake and tsunami, into the ocean. This action not only affects Japan but also has global implications, as the ocean is interconnected. This includes the potential impact on the sushi industry and other seafood sources. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.